I was inspired by someone on Instagram called, I'm not really sure how to pronounce this, I think it's Attila Tilly or Attila Tilly, I'm not really sure, but she does ball jointed doll face ups, and one of her dolls has kind of a lot of freckles and a dark lip and bushy eyebrows kind of. This isn't like a makeup tutorial for that ball jointed doll, but I was definitely inspired by that doll because she has a lot of freckles and kind of a lot of bronziness underneath her eyes, and she also has this, pretty much this colour green, which is why I've got this top on today, hair, and I just really, I think that doll is so cute, so amazing, and I really love that face up artist. So shout out to her. I'll put some pictures up now of the doll that I'm talking about. So basically this is just a really freckly, bronzy kind of dark lip, not really much with the eyes type look. It's a little bit kind of tired, I'm gonna say. It's not that tired, but it's a little bit of a, I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna really like it maybe. It's definitely not really an everyday look because it's a little bit like whoa. But I just really wanted to do it because it's just, I enjoy doing it, it's fun, and I really like that ball jointed doll. I think it's so pretty. So if you want to see how I do this, then keep watching. Hey guys! Start off with lip balm. Always start off with lip balm so that they're all ready for when I do my lipstick right at the end. I'm gonna prime my face next. Next I'm gonna use this matte foundation. Dot it around my face and then blend it in with the sponge. Put any excess on my eyelids to cover up any veins. Then I'm going to use a little bit of this concealer just under my eyes in the very corner where it's darkest. Blend it with the sponge. And then I'm also going to go over with this collection concealer and put a little bit more over a broader area. Whoop. Whoop. Like that. Just so that I'm nice and concealed. And then I'm going to set it with loose powder. I'm going to go a little bit more heavily underneath my eyes because that's where the most product is. Because I have the concealer under there as well. And I'm also going to put a little bit more where I usually crease the most, which is on my laugh lines. And then for the rest of my face I'm going to get a big fluffy powder brush and just dust it. And also make sure that I set my eyelids as well because we don't want my eyeshadow to crease. And then make sure there's nothing on this brush and just dust it over and make sure there's no excess powder on that we don't need. So starting off with the eyes, I'm going to just put a neutral shade all over. I just get a big fluffy brush with a neutral powder and just put it all over so that it makes everything easier to blend. I'm going to take this light brown colour in the shade Breaking Nude and I get a fluffy brush and put it in my crease as a transition shade. Go a little bit higher up and lower down than you usually would if it was just a crease shade. A little bit of a wash of colour all over the eyes, but focusing on the crease. Like that. Then I'm going to take the same brush and this brown colour, which is a little bit kind of, a little bit of a metallic-y type colour. It's got a bit of a sheen to it, but only a tiny bit. So I'm going to take some of that, tap off the excess, and then go more on the outside V of my eye rather than, I'm not going to take it very far in, I'm going to focus it out here. And then I've got this harsh edge here that I'm going to take the big fluffy brush and blend that out because we don't want it to be harsh. There we go. This is blended, this isn't. Oh, sorry, I just flipped you off. Gonna run that underneath my eyes. Mainly on the outer corner. And then just blend it inward. And then I'm gonna take that fluffy brush again, take a tiny bit. And blend it out even more. Only adding a tiny bit more pigment, but still blending it out more. Dragging it down a little bit, because this is kind of a bit of a tired look. So you wouldn't usually bring it this far down, but seeing though this look is a little bit tired, it's kind of the point. Now I'm going to take this little pencil brush and this grey shade, and I'm going to darken up even more in a bit of a V type shape, and then smudge it out even more with an even fluffier brush. I'm going to go back in with this browny coppery one, go over the top of that again. I'm just going to take a little bit of that brown and go a little bit even more underneath my eyes. You kind of just have to play around with adding tiny amounts, just keep going back and forth, adding a tiny bit more until you get it how you like it. And then blending the edges out. Now I'm going to go on with a white on my finger to pack it on really close to my lashes on my lid and in the top half of my inner corner. Pack it on there. I'm sorry, I'm flipping you off again. I'm swearing at you, but I don't mean to. It's just because this is the best finger to use. And go underneath here a little bit. Counteract some of the tiredness with brightness and awakeness, so that we don't look dead. And then finally I'm going to go in with this goldy type shade and just run it over the top of the white that's on my lid. So the white provided a bit of a base for this gold type colour. Only putting a tiny bit of this on. I don't want it to be like, whoa, you've got gold. Just want it to be a bit of a hint. But I'm not going to put this in the inner corners, I'm just putting it on the top of my eye. Then I'm going to line my waterline with a nude colour. Whilst I'm on powders, I'm going to do this part of my face. So I'm going to go on with this bronzer and this dense brush. This is by H&M, a little compact, pretty dense, oval shaped brush, I guess. So I'm going to pretty much pack on the bronzer in a shape like this all the way under there, which is again a weird thing to do, but that's the look we're going for today. So I go in a U shape underneath my eyes, and then like a N shape over my nose, and then another U shape under my eyes again. And basically I'm just gonna really pack this on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some setting spray on my face, and then I'm going to go back in with the bronzer again to intensify it even more. I kind of use setting spray as I would a sealant. If you were doing, if any of you know about ball jointed dolls or anything like that, then you might have heard people talk about using sealant, and basically people do a layer of sealant, do a layer of their kind of face up, their makeup on the doll, and then do another layer of sealant, and they build it up like that in order to get a really intense colour. And I kind of do that same kind of thing but with setting spray, although I don't do more than like 2 layers, I'd say. With the bronzer you can go down here on your chin as well, but not as much as here. And you can also go up here a little bit. It doesn't really matter for me because I've got my fringe to hide it, but if you didn't, then I'd go a little bit on your forehead to even it out a little bit, and possibly carve out your what is this, jawline a little bit to equal everything out. I'm gonna go in with a tiny bit of blush, which I know doesn't really make any sense because I got this thing going on, but just on the cheeks, add a little bit of colour so I'm not just totally brown. I'll come back to my face in a minute, but I'm just gonna finish up the eyes now. So I'm gonna curl my eyes, put on mascara, and then put on some false eyelashes. Curl my eyes, did I say? Curl my eyelashes. I'm also going to put mascara on my bottom lashes. For this look, I'm going a little bit heavier than I usually would on my bottom lashes, just because, again, it is a bit more of a tired look. Now I'm going to put these lashes on. I am so much better at individual lashes than I am strip lashes. Strip lashes, I honestly just cannot get right, ever. I really can't do it. So I always go for individual lashes or just mascara, because I am fortunately blessed with quite long eyelashes. I do often get comments about that, people being like, are they your natural lashes? Yes, they are. But if you also don't like false lashes like me, then you might want to get one of those fiber lashes things. They make your eyelashes pretty messy, but they are pretty like bold. But I will say, if you've only tried strip lashes and you really hate them, then individual lashes are so much different, I find. So you might want to try them because they're so much easier. So I'm gonna put 2 sets of these lashes on each eye. I like to use these ones if I haven't got eyeliner on, because the band of these is like, it has a black band on it, which is kind of like it's kind of like wearing eyeliner. As long as you get it really close to your lash line, then it just looks like you've sort of tight lined your eyes a little bit. Sometimes when I'm filming, it looks okay to me when I'm filming it, but then after I get the footage on my computer, I'm like, oh no, this looks really weird. Or I notice things that I haven't noticed before, so I'm sorry if that ever happens. But I think that these eyelashes are done, I think. I'm going to be doing my eyebrows even bushier than they already are. So first I'm just going to take a spoolie, going to follow my natural shape on the tail of the eyebrow, but when it comes to here I'm going to brush it up a little bit so that I get a bit of a kind of a bit bushy at the start, but then it goes neat as you get to the end. And then bushy at the start. And then I'm going to take a brown eyebrow gel to tint my eyebrows even darker than they already are, because again I'm going really bushy, and this will also keep the hairs in place. You just have to be really careful when you're using a pigmented eyebrow thing, because you want to get it just on the hairs, nowhere else. This particular one is actually meant for your eyelashes, so I'm not going to recommend it for your eyebrows, but it is the only thing I've got. So I'm going to comb that through, and then I'm going to get clean one so that I'm not adding any more product, I'm just shaping them before it dries. Now I'm going to take some concealer and a concealer brush, and I'm going to go around them because I want them to be bushy, but I don't want them to be crazy. I want them to be neat but bushy. So I'm going to make sure that everything is fine. Clean up wherever I need to clean up, really. I'm just going to set that concealer with some powder. I'm just going to go in with this brow kit, and I'm just going to take my brows a little bit closer in, make them a little bit longer. So I'm just going to use the powder and this little angled brush. Ah! Oh no, I had it on my finger, now it's gone everywhere. No! Oh, I've accidentally just got it absolutely everywhere. What am I doing? What is happening? No! Ah! Okay, I'm really sorry that I disastered out my eyebrows there, but anyway. Now I'm going to take 2 different shades of brown eye pencil. Make sure that they are really sharp. This pencil sharpener is from the Body Shop. Really sharp. And then I'm going to do loads and loads of fake freckles. That is what this look is all about. All about the freckles. Oops, sorry about dark. I'm just going to try out, see if it works using this dotting tool and some eyebrow gel. So I'm going to use this dotting tool, and basically this is just a tool with a little thing on the end. I'm using the smaller side. And I'm going to dip it into my eyebrow gel and then use it to dot some more freckles on. So this is actually a pretty good way that I've just discovered to do freckles. I quite like this. Quite like it even more than my usual way, which is just to use the pencils, sharp pencils. But I think this might actually be easier. Also gonna put some down here. I'm concentrating them here, obviously, but it's gonna look very weird if you have a proper just strip of freckles. So, I mean, this look is pretty weird anyway. This isn't exactly an everyday look, obviously. Well, I'm just gonna put a few just around, very lightly, and up here as well. Reveal my great eyebrows that I managed to do. Yeah, really not everyone is gonna like this look. I'm doing it a lot more dramatic for the camera because if I do it lightly then you're not gonna be able to tell. Now I'm gonna go in with a light dusting of bronzer just to tone down any freckles which are too intense. Just mask them a little bit with the bronzer. But we're not going to forget about highlighting. So I'm going to take the Sleek highlighting palette and the Real Techniques blush brush. And I'm probably going to go in with the orange shade because I have put so much bronzer on, so I think it would probably be better with the orange shade. Mainly here, and then blend it inwards. Also down my nose. For my Cupid's bow, I'm actually going to go in with a white and a tiny little brush because I really want that to be really highlighted because it's already quite a dramatic look. So I'm going to go in with the white just to intensify it even more, and then I'll go back over with the highlight again. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of this brown in the dip. So that it's really intense, and then carry on with the shine. Also going to pat some on the inner corner and bring it quite far in towards my nose. Make my eyes seem a little bit bigger than they actually are. Now for my lips, I'm going to combine these two colours. This is a purpley colour. Oops, if it'll focus. By Collection. It's a matte lipstick called Plum Sensation, and this one is Deep Rose by No. 7. So I'm gonna go with the purple shade on the outside and the more pinky rose shade on the inside. I have unfortunately wrecked this because I cut it up and made a lip balm out of it. Looks a bit weird right now. Blend it out with my little finger. And then the rosy shade in the middle. Then I'm going to go back in with the concealer and the concealer brush and clean that up. I'm going to set that concealer with some powder. I'm just going to put some bronzer on the rest of my neck and stuff here because so that it matches, because it doesn't really matter if you're wearing a top where you can't see it, but I'm wearing a top where you can see it, so I'm going to put it on so that I match nicely. That's fine for that, and then I'll just do a little bit of highlighting on here to match it all up. Finish off with some setting spray. Oops, I accidentally got that in my mouth. And then we're finished! So thank you for watching. I know that this look isn't for everyone, but I just had to make it anyway because I was so inspired. So I hope you enjoyed. And if you don't like this look, then you might like some of my other ones. So you can check out all the other looks on my channel. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, guys. Have a nice day. Bye!